ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shits, Subscribe for
Deco over her gorgeous chimbomba rasadas. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends figure review on the 2016 X-Men Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Waves Wolverine. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Cool, man, I'm very excited for this new Wolverine figure. It looks like we're getting a brand new stocky body mold right over there. I'm very happy for that. On the side, we get a happy Wolverine, okay? And then on the back, you can see the Wolverine figure right over there. There's a read-up. If you want to read it, pause it now. Here's the other figures from the wave, looking like a very good wave. And then on the other side, we get more happy Wolverine. And then on the top, we get an X and not much more at the bottom. All right, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's our brand new Wolverine figure out of the packaging. And wow, I really like this figure a lot. This might be my new all-time favorite Wolverine figure. Yeah, I said it, but I also said maybe. So the Series 6 Wolverine from back in the day with Toy Biz is great as well, but this definitely has some things to it that I like over that older figure. For instance, we get the interchangeable hands. I really like that a lot. We get an ab crunch on this that we don't see on that older Wolverine body mold that makes this one a little bit better in the articulation, I think. It does look weird though when you have this figure vanilla posed. At first glance, just seeing it vanilla posed, I was like, huh, this is kind of a funny looking figure. But once you get this guy posed around, it looks really cool. I think the last time we got interchangeable hands for a Wolverine figure was that 2-pack Wolverine during the Dark Ages, right? I think that was it. Now, I really like this a lot. I think this is fantastic. It's also actually part of one of my biggest complaints. But looking at this right over here, I love how you can see the little lines sculpted right in there on the notches on the back of his hand. I think that looks awesome. I think this is so cool that they've included these. I really like these a lot. Then here's looking at the claws, which are not my favorite. These are not my favorite claws, but they are similar to the ones that we'd seen in the past, or they're actually the same exact claws themselves, but the hands are slightly different because they have these new molded pieces on top right over here. But for a comparison, there we go. We got the STCC claws right over here on the retail version right there. And you can switch these claws out still, so I think that's awesome. If you want to see my tutorial video on how to do that, you know, it's easy, but yeah. Eventually I'm going to use these more chrome looking claws on this figure just because I like this figure more, and you can see how that looks just a little bit better. Now the reason behind me mentioning the interchangeable hands is my biggest complaint is because the right hand over here does not peg in securely enough. It just falls out very easily. Now you could, you know, put it in there and you could wiggle it and it'll stay in there, but as soon as you start posing it around, it just pops right out of there very easily. I don't know, you have to feel it for yourself. I gotta say, I really like this head sculpt. Brand new head sculpt for Wolverine over here. If you want to see it compared to the Series 6 and the older Wolverine head sculpt we've recently gotten from Hasbro, there that is. And I think this looks really good. There's a couple of things here that I wish it had that it didn't, like for instance some kind of stubble or something like that would be kind of neat, but I will say I really like the wrinkles around the eyes over here and the nose. I think that looks really good. It's a little bit fuzzy with the line work over there. I guess my biggest complaint aside from that wrist peg thing is that there's not so much paint detail on this figure. Actually, there's none. I wish there was paint detail on this guy. I really do. Especially, you know, having some kind of deco for the arms, which we'll take a look at in a second. Now, one thing that does look a little bit strange, like I said, when you have this thing vanilla posed, it looks a little bit weird. And to me, this whole section just looks a little bit too long. I don't know. When I look at it like this, it looks a little bit strange to me. However, when I get him looking up, or if I have him crunching or something like that, it looks perfectly fine. So as soon as I get this guy posed around, it doesn't look so weird. Same thing with the ball jointed shoulders. Series 6 Wolverine had shoulders that I always thought looked kind of weird, and this kind of has a similar thing going on. And once you get it posed and you start moving it around, it actually doesn't look so bad. So you just got to make sure, you know, you're using the figure the way they intended it, which is posing it, man. Got to pose your action figures. Pose your action figures every day. Ooh, yeah, get that song, baby. Anyway, looking right over here, we get some nice clean line work with the brown glove. I think that looks pretty good. We already looked at the hands. Again, I wish we had some shadowing effect or something. Some kind of shading would be nice. And yeah, having some hairy arms would have been very appropriate for Wolverine. And looking on the back right here, nice sculpted work. I really like how the butterfly joints work on this figure. It just really helps it a lot. I really dig it. There's a Wolverine butt, Wolverine belt, looking nice with the gold paint right over there. And looking at the legs, no shadowing effect again. Nice musculature. The boots look really good. I like that he has the treads right over here. I think that's really nice. And he does have the peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So looking at it from farther away, I don't know, the proportions do look just a little strange to me. Just a little bit. Not enough for it to be a serious complaint because like I said, when you pose it around, it looks really good. Speaking of posing, you can get the head looking all the way up. That's fantastic. And he will look all the way down too. You get side to side movement over here and a little bit of wiggle for some head pivot. Great butterfly joints right here that move back and forward. His ball jointed shoulders move all the way out that much, and you can get the arms moving all the way down, which is great. They rotate forward, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and all the wrists swivel and hinge up and down. Great ab crunch over here, moves all the way forward, which is new, right? We don't get that with the Series 6 Wolverine. Just to compare that really quick for you guys, this guy does not crunch forward like that. Great figure, but it doesn't have this type of crunch. Moves all the way back, you get the waist swivel, and you can shift the belt around as you'd like, so if you want to move it above and then use that waist swivel. He has the hip joints that move all the way outward, and they do kick forward very far, move back a little bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot rotation, which really helps the figure a lot. The ankles move down, they move up only a little bit, and he does have great ankle pivot. Now to measure out this Wolverine figure, you can see he's standing just a little under 6 inches tall. Then for your Wolverine comparison, we have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Wolverine, the Toy Biz Series 6 Wolverine, we have the unmasked Jubilee Wave version, and then here's the Puck Wave one. Now I really like the height on this figure a lot. It's actually standing exactly as tall as the Series 6 Wolverine. That's one thing that makes me like this figure so much, is how short he is. Not only that, but you can see how low his shoulders are compared to this Wolverine over here. So if it wasn't for the gigantic traps, he actually would be a little bit shorter, and I think that's what's throwing me off the most, are these monstrous traps over here, especially when you see these two side by side. One thing worth mentioning is that you can't really do a head swap with these two figures. I really wish I could, but the peg is very different than it is on this one. I used a hairdryer to pop this out, and it just doesn't work.
Wolverine party, yeah!
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, who you calling? You're Bub.
Hey, where's my beer?
Then to compare our new Wolverine figure to some Sabretooth figures, we have the Toy Biz Series 5 Sabretooth, the Face Off 2-pack, we have the Puck Wave Sabretooth from Hasbro, and then there's the Marvel Select Sabretooth, which is my favorite one. Now, I do think that this is the best looking Sabretooth for this Wolverine figure over here. It's not my favorite Sabretooth, but these two side by side looks great. Then here's Wolverine next to the only other figure from the wave that I've reviewed. We have our new Rogue, and yes, I have two right arms. Thanks, Hasbro! And then here's our new Wolverine figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, hey there, little fella. Oh man, I love Canadians. Canadians don't get mad. They never hurt anybody. See? 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 Whoa, whoa! Yeah, I had to do the stop motion with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive claws on there. These are just so much better. They stand out more. They're very reflective. I wish Hasbro would have used these claws on all the other Wolverines that had come after that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But that's just one of my minor gripes with this figure. And compared to how much fun I've had posing it around, I really like this figure a lot. If you're stuck with just one Wolverine figure and it was this one, you should be a happy Marvel Legends collector. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like button. Click any of the boxes popping up over here for more Shart all over your face. If you have not hit the like button, please help out this channel by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. And if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do so by hitting that button right over there. If you want to check out yesterday's review, it was on the Marvel Legends Rogue, so click that button to watch the Rogue review. Very good figure. Then the review before that was the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Space Knight Venom. Very cool figure as well, so click that button to see that video. If you want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can go to marvelousnews.com for the latest in Marvel news and a photo gallery of images from this review. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
The interchangeable